As the first negative rebuttal, I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on the idea that physician-assisted suicide is contradictory to everything the world of medicine stands for. I found a few quotes on a website against euthanasia. The first one was, "Permitting physicians to engage in euthanasia would ultimately cause more harm than good. Euthanasia is fundamentally incompatible with the physician's role as a healer, and it would be difficult or impossible to control. And it would also pose serious societal risks. Instead of engaging in euthanasia, physicians must aggressively respond to the needs of patients at the end of life. Patients should not be abandoned once it's determined that a cure is impossible." In short, physicians would be crossing the line and overstepping their boundaries by engaging in euthanasia, by taking a role that's frighteningly close to that of a god. And in my opinion, whether a person is to live or die is strictly between them and their God, not a doctor. Another reason why euthanasia should remain illegal stems from the example of Dr. Jack Kevorkian. He's a perfect example as to how easily it would be and inevitable for a physician to abuse their power to administer euthanasia. Dr. Jack Kevorkian, he was born in 1928 and is a retired pathologist who is pro-euthanasia. He invented this death machine, which he called dignified, humane, and painless, and the patient can do it in the comfort of their own home at any time they want. With the help of this death machine, he aided over 130 people in dying. Eventually, he was convicted and sentenced to 10 to 25 years in prison for a second-degree murder of a patient called Thomas Yu. But that's just one example of how this could be taken advantage of and bad things could happen. And I want to give a real-life example that supports keeping euthanasia illegal for those patients who are deemed terminally ill, whatever that may mean. The life story I want to just mention is that of Lance Armstrong, cyclist and 7-time winner of the Tour de France. At the age of 25, he was diagnosed with cancer and was given less than a 40% chance to live, and he was told that he was terminally ill. In his autobiography, It's Not About the Bite, My Journey Back to Life, he wrote, "When I was 25, I got testicular cancer and nearly died. I was given less than a 40% chance of surviving, and frankly, some of my doctors were being kind when they gave me these odds. Another doctor told me I had 50% chance, but he later admitted that he was thinking 20, because he was looking at a terminally ill 25-year-old. About a year later, he completed his chemotherapy and was cancer-free. The point I'm getting at is that he was given less than 40% chance of living, and he overcame those odds, even as he endured tremendous amounts of physical and emotional pain. And he moved on to a healthier and more fulfilling life. And sometimes these kind of miracles do happen, and humans defy the odds. But by providing the option of euthanasia while patients are struggling through this type of emotional and physical pain that we couldn't even imagine, the temptation to end this suffering may be overruling when, in fact, there could be a small chance, like in Lance Armstrong's case, that his terminal illness may not be so terminal after all.